OCD, anxiety disorders, and speaking-related compulsions during one-to-one sessions. This is how they go. Me. Hi, how you doing? I'm fine. Have you got anything to talk about, OCD-wise? Not much, I'm okay. Okay. Anything that you want to particularly talk about? Maybe this. Okay, let's go into that a little bit. Then I start speaking about that. And when I've started speaking for a couple of seconds, straight away they go into asking loads of questions or telling something that they want to get off their chest and then not listening to the question. So maybe I'm saying, so our OCD's been a bit of a problem. Yes, my boyfriend did this, my boyfriend did that, my boyfriend did this other thing, and then he did that, and then I don't know if this, and what do you think of that? And I say, can I just answer that question? No, and they carry on, and they're not waiting to, they want to just unload it. It's like a vent. It's like releasing the trigger on a machine gun. Yeah. So what happens there is, and this is so key, I can't highlight this point enough. So really listen to this point. OCD becomes like a mechanism in your mind, how it operates. It hijacks and takes over your mental landscape, like a kind of bacteria or insect living in the crops in the field, and then it just like wildfire runs loose. When it sees an avenue, like in a questioning, confessing, it just bulldozes straight through everything. And then when you say, no, okay, just leave that there. Oh, okay. And then leaves it there. And then there's a gap, and there's a break. Otherwise, it runs rampant. So in the worst form of that, have families where someone's confessing all day long to their mum, telling their things all their day to their mum. Shut up, mum, don't say anything more. I sometimes see people who, some of the worst cases I see, are like people who've got complete control over the family dynamic. They speak and bulldoze everybody. And then when their mum goes to speak, shut up, mum, I was thinking of something or whatever, right? And it completely takes over. So learning to sit with that discomfort in silence is key. Learning to speak is key, because obviously you can be reluctant to speak because of fear of, oh my God, I don't want to say the wrong thing, or oh, I can't speak now. And then over speaking. And it's a balancing act. And then people hate hearing balance. I don't want to balance. I'm so fed up with being anxious. That's in there too. So you have got to get used to speaking in a more balanced way, not confessing like a machine gun, listening to when the person you're working with is speaking and trying to slow down when they're trying to speak, because otherwise that takes over. And that mechanism is the OCD running through that crop field like that insect spreading, right? And you've got to be aware of that. Also, at the end of one-to-one sessions, the fear of fear. Have I asked everything? Let me just ask a couple of questions. This isn't reassurance, but, and it always is. I just wanted to ask this. What did you say earlier? Can I just remember this thing? Can you just clarify that exact point? Some people get really angry. I want to know what you just said. I am paying for this session. You just said something a minute ago and my mind went blank. You must tell me what it is. And I say, I'm not telling you because I want to be awkward. It's easier for me to just give people the answers to avoid dramas. So it's actually easier for me in sessions to just reassure people all day long, because that's what people want. So reassure, keep them happy. That's why if you have a therapist, coach that has no skills of taking control of the session, and they're a people pleaser, that's the fucking worst thing. Because they'll just say, oh, you're not your thoughts. No, don't worry. How are you? Speaking in soft tone. How are you? Are you okay? Yes, no, that's just your thoughts, those silly OCD thoughts. They're the things doing it. They're not you. Try and forget them. Try and do some deep breathing. That people-pleasing soft baby voice is the worst, because then OCD is like, aha, boom, going like a machine gun, right? That baby voice is rampant in OCD and anxiety community. You see it on YouTube channels all the time. Hello, guys. How are you all doing? Have you had a difficult day? Language like that as well, like they can't even handle life at all. When you speak to a baby, if you speak to a baby like this, oh, hi, come here, oh, you're so sweet, like that, what does he grow up like? It's not helpful. I'm not saying you've got to speak to him like, hello, how you doing? Have you got a job yet? You know, it's not the best way to speak to a baby, but you want to be speaking more like you would want to behave in normal society, right? When I speak to a dog, do I speak to a dog in the voice of, like I just said, No, I tend to speak to the dog in the baby voice at times. Why? Because a dog, I'm not trying to get a dog to get a job. Although it would be good if a dog did have a job. Now, that's a key point to think about. Because if you don't think about those points, you are gonna soften yourself. You're gonna make, when I say soften yourself, I'm not saying like in the context of the nonsense of like people can't show any emotion and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about in the sense of you're gonna not build robust recovery. You're gonna make your recovery journey very sort of weak and soft and not proactive and large striding steps, okay? Nothing to do about mentally weak or anything like that. It's gonna be to do with taking proactive change. Those soft voice things are a disaster. Hello, welcome to a safe space. Disaster. Because the people then get extra cotton wool. They then retreat more. They then function less. They then do less. Okay? Recovery is about learning to live, function, do things, bring it for the ride. Okay? All of that stuff accommodates sitting back, laying on the couch, not doing things, taking more time off work, more and more, and getting nowhere. And if you usually look at the people who speak in those tones of voice, they usually achieve very little themselves, with or without them having had OCD or not, because they don't tend to have that proactive, robust mentality for achieving things. Why do you need that? Because the world is fucking tough. The world isn't cotton wool. There is no cotton wool out there. The world has got no cotton wool in it. We've got this idea that, oh, we need to be wrapped up in cotton wool, we've got anxiety, but the world is fierce, it's tough, it's like tigers out there, right? It's not gonna benefit you being wrapped in cotton wool. That doesn't mean that you break your leg and going out to do a marathon. Let's be realistic. But you need to learn to adapt and function in the real world. You can't get on the bus without paying. Try and get on a bus without paying. Sorry, I forgot my Oyster card. Get off. It happens. I remember it happening to me as a young kid, thinking, fucking hell, it cost him nothing just to let me on this bus. And like, you can see that I just genuinely forgot it. I was checking all my pockets. He didn't give a shit. Door closes, and then it's raining, right? You tell your landlord, I can't pay the rent. How much sympathy does he have? Maybe for a couple of weeks? Not much. The world doesn't care about cotton wool life, okay? Because that is a nice idea, but it is not realistic. The world works by you going out there and surviving. To survive, you've got to work in the real world. You be friendly, you show people respect, you work hard. These are the tactics, the skills that are going to get you far in life. People pleasing, retreating, not speaking up, you do not get ahead much at all, especially in today's world. That does not mean you need to be mean, you need to be completely bossy and put people down. No way. That is not what you need to do in life, as much as films and social media might often show that at times. But you need to be proactive, you need to learn to become confident, you need to learn to adapt to situations, and if you do that, you will move ahead in life. And OCD recovery is skills for life. Having OCD doesn't mean you need to be, apart from when somebody is like coming off different meds, changing to other meds, just come out of hospital, I'm not gonna say like, oh, go out there and try and get a job tomorrow. Obviously, let's be realistic. But in most cases with OCD, what's holding us back is beliefs. I can't do that. That would be too difficult. That would be too hard. That's too much. Too much holds most people back in the world. I will be overwhelmed. I won't be able to handle that. Realistically, you can. People survive in wars. I know a lot of people come back with PTSD. I understand that, of course. But people still, a large majority of them, survive in wars. In a world where it definitely feels too much 90% of the time. So you've got to think about, where's that threshold that you can expand more? Where can you get comfortable with more pressure? Where can you get comfortable with more obstacles and overcoming them? And you will surprise yourself. You will massively surprise yourself. So really think about that. When I was suffering from OCD, I wanted to read books that were like, hey, you've got anxiety, it's harmless. Nothing's wrong with you. You're completely fine. Hence why some of those books on the reading list, books talking just about anxiety, like Claire Weeks and Paul David, that provide so much great information on how anxiety disorders operate, can also become reassurance at times. Why? Because they're going over repeating those things about, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you, there's fine. Whereas we are teaching you to get comfortable, even if there was something wrong with you and a problem or whatever, right? Life struggles. So that's the direction we want to be moving in life. And you can do that. You will surprise yourself. One day at a time, persistence, practice, you will get there.